Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Ruach that belong to sent to the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Joshua, chapter 24, titled Israel Renews the Covenant. Verse 1. And Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem, and called for the elders of Israel, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers. And they presented themselves before the Heavenly Father Yahweh. And Joshua said unto all the people, Thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, Your fathers dwelled on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nahor, and they served other gods. But Nahor is actually Nahor, as you can see here in Genesis chapter 11. Now Nahor was the father of Terah, and then Terah begat sons. He begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. But Haran died in the land of his nativity, which is Ur of the Chaldees. And there was also a place called Haran, which is where we got Leah from, and Rachel, which is here. Here. This is Haran. We went from Ur of the Chaldees to Haran, and then Abraham left his whole family there. And then he and his wife and his nephew Lot went into the land of Canaan, which is here, the land of Israel. Right? And you can see that here. Verse 31, Genesis 11:31. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, who died, his son's son, so that's Abraham's nephew. Lot is Abraham's nephew, which is also a Shemite, and his two children are Moab and Ammon, which are also Shemites, which are the Chinese and the Japanese, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son Abraham's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. So they went to go to the land of Canaan, right? And they came to Haran and dwelt there. So they didn't go to Canaan, they dwelled in Haran. So Terah died in Haran, you know. So going on, first chapter 12, verse 1. Now Yahweh had said unto Abraham, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, so go away from your family members, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make thee there a great nation. So he went into the land of Canaan by himself with his wife, and he took Lot too. He took Lot. So yeah, that's that part. So, but now I'm gonna read it again. Even Terah, the father of Abram, and the father of Nahor, and they served other gods. Now, when you read this, you might think it's the flood of the old time, like in the flood of Noah, but Terah didn't exist at that time, and neither did Abraham. So it's not talking about the flood before time, like in old time, like before, before the flood. No, this word flood, if you look it up, you will see that here, Joshua 24:2, the word flood, which is Hebrew 51:04. Hebrew 51:04, which is Nachar, which is this one. Nachara, which is Nachar. Nachar, right? It says here, river, stream, river, underground streams. No, they're there. Not, like I said, you might think it's the flood, like from Noah, but it's not talking about that flood. It's actually talking about the Euphrates and basically that region of Mesopotamia. And what does Mesopotamia mean? Because there is where Haran, our forefathers were hanging around. Here, Ur of the Chaldees, which is the place of, well, check this out. Mesopotamia meaning. The word Mesopotamia is a Greek name that means between rivers, and that is exactly where we come from, our forefathers. And you can find that out here in the book of Judah chapter 5 verse 6. This people, which are the Israelites, are descendant of the Chaldeans. So what would that make them? Well, they're Shemites there, because we're Shemites, but they're Shemites there. But You have to also understand that Canaan, no, sorry, not Canaan, Cush went in there. So the yellow is Ham, or orange actually, a little bit light orange, dark yellow, light orange. It's orange. It's orange. Ham went into the regions of Africa and stuff like that, right? He went here, and then you have the Canaanites that were here. There was a real big bunch of them over there, and the land was full of giants, right? So it was a big portion of land. Then you have the children of Japheth. They went up into Europe and also a little bit into Asia over there, right? And then you had the Shemites. And the Shemites, they stayed around here in the Middle East, especially here, where the cradle of civilization kind of really jump started off, because it says it right here. Let me see. Wait, where was it again? Yeah, clicked it away. Genesis 12, but not everybody went there, but the Shemites were there. So it says here, I will make thee a great nation. Where was it again? Here. Genesis 11 and 1. And the whole earth was of one language. And by the way, Genesis chapter 10 is all the nations, their names and their forefathers and stuff like that. So it says here, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Wait a minute. Right, toilet. Now the whole world was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelled there. Right. So, what is the land of Shinar? The land of Shinar is the place called Babylonia. Now you have Babel, which is the city, but Babylonia is that place over there, as you can see. Okay. They also speak about Sumerians and stuff like that. So what is Sumeria? What is Sumer? Sumer is actually that region. This region, Mesopotamia, Sumer. But Esau is changing names. Because you won't find the word Sumerians in the Bible. I always thought to myself, like, what the hell is it talking about, bro? Yeah, Sumer. That's in the land of Shinar. That's it. Sumer is the land of Shinar. Mesopotamia is the land of Shinar. Because Mesopotamia means the land basically between rivers. It's a Greek word. It's not even supposed to be in the Bible. They insert their little things up in there, and then therefore it will confuse you if you don't know better, But nowadays we're finding out things because the Lord has given us that eye self and opening our minds to the understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And it's going to be very easy just to figure it out and find it out. And just find it. Right, so Mesopotamia is this region right over here right now. I can actually click this away. Sumer and the Sumerians, it's the same thing. Right? They just have a lot of bark, but not actually actions and stuff like that. Meaning, with that I mean that they have a lot of different words, and they're trying to sound like they're smart or something like that, like it's all different things, but it's the same thing. They're just lying to you. They're making it extra confusing. But therefore, the Lord called them the deceiver of the planet Earth, devils, diablos, right? Liars, snake-tongued ones. So, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelled there. So, the Shemites went there. But I gave the example of who else went other places and stuff like that. Right, so enough of this. So, these people are descendant of the Chaldeans, and so was Abraham, as it says right here, by the way. Abraham was from the place of the Chaldeans, Ur of the Chaldees. So we descend from there. And who were there? Shemites were there. Obviously, well, because we're Shemites, aren't we? Well, Elam is a Shemite also, and Ammon is a Shemite also, and Moab is a Shemite, and the Arameans, the Ishmaelites, they're Shemites also. You know, it's explained to you in the book of Genesis chapter 10 who is a Shemite and who is not. Let me show you here real quick. This is Genesis 10. Everybody that comes from Shem is a Shemite, which starts here. The children of Shem, then you're a Shemite. Elam, Ashur, which is Assyria, Arphaxad, Lud, Aram, Uz. Job was in the land of Uz. You know, everybody here is a Shemite. Everybody here. So yeah, okay, that part away. And let me see. Okay. Judith 5 and 7. And they sojourned heretofore, which is before this, in Mesopotamia. So we journeyed in Mesopotamia. And what is that? The land of Shinar. It's the same thing. It's also Sumeria. It's the same thing, right? Like I said, the Greeks are the ones that started to change the namings and stuff like that. I'm gonna give you an example of a fact here. Okay, I'm not going to read everything here. I'll just read a few important things. Right. Now these are historians from Esau and also Aram. But for example, I'm gonna read a few. The people we Greeks call Syriac call themselves Arameans. So these people are Aram. This word is a Greek word. Syria is a Greek word. Their name is Aram. And Arameans is English for Aram or Aramite. Here is the same thing. He says the same thing. Aram had the Armenians, which the Greeks called Syriac. This is another so-called historian of the Edomites. They're showing you how they changed the history. But now it says here, now this one, he actually, which is a guy from what, Germany? Yeah, Germany. Now this is what he said. Here, do not the Syriacs, as they are usually called, or the Arameans, as they in fact are termed, deserve more attention in world history than they are usually given? The name Syria, Assyria, which is Ashur, right? Mesopotamia, which is the land between rivers, basically, which is the land of Shinar. Babylon, which is also basically the land of Shinar over there, that region. Babylon is a city, first and foremost. Babel. But that city had a region, and that region was in the land of Shinar, as you can see here. Let me just grab this. Genesis 10. Right? It's very simple, but the Heavenly Father made Esau to basically make it very hard by doing all this fancy stuff. That's why he's gonna not be here no more. They add onto the scriptures, they take away, they mess around, they switch, you know, moving around like a puzzle piece, and then they just mess it up. Some puzzle pieces they filed so that it doesn't fit. You'd be like, hey, but that don't fit then. But it couldn't be anything else. So where does this puzzle piece go? It doesn't fit anywhere. Yeah, because he filed it. But you're going to figure it out. You're going to look at it. The Most High is going to give you that eye self, and you're going to figure out that, oh my, he changed it. The devil changed it. I'm going to give you an example of how they change things. Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. There's so many examples, man. But the Lord is going to make you find it. That's the Most High, man. I mean, he's going to make you find it, man. Okay? Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. So the 144,000 is going to have the Heavenly Father, his name, written in their foreheads. That's symbolic, because the tattoos are not allowed. But if you go to the New International Version, it says, then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name, so the Lamb's name, and his father's name written in their foreheads. This is why the Old Testament junkies, they say that, for example, that the Lord Yahushua is not to be worshipped. It is, yes, it is. It is Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Well, this is one of the reasons, one of the many reasons. I mean, you know, they have a lot of stupid reasons. Because I can show you that the Lord is mentioned in the book of Micah Micah chapter 5. Was it Micah 5? Let me see something. Yeah, Micah 5. Here, verse 2. It says here, but thou, Bethlehem Ephrath, is a city. Though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, unto the Heavenly Father, that is to be ruler in Israel. Who's that? Yahushai. Whose going forth have been from old. Let me read it again. Whose going forth have been from old and from everlasting. Who's that? Who is that? That's Yahushai. So he was already prophesied to come forth in the book of Micah chapter 5. But anyway, let me go on. Now, right, so what did they do? They took that apart away from the King James Version. But they added it later when they started to put the other translations together. But if you go to the Greek, which they translated it from, as they say, which I'm not 100% sure on that, because they devils. But anyway, I think they think it, I don't know. I do think something, but I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, so then I looked and saw the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. So when you translate it literally from the Greek into the English, it does say it. That's why they can put it here later on, because this, of course, this translation is new, is a different translation. This one is a new one also. And here he said it says it again. But in the King James Bible, they didn't put it, because this one was basically one of the first ones. It's not the first, but one of the further, let me see, one of the firsts to be translated into the English, into the King's English, by the way. Anyway, so they tricked you with that. Well, they tricked a lot of people. Lord willing, they're not going to trick us, because the Most High said, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. It's not possible, so you're not going to get the elect. Hoping that we be of that elect. Let's just say that. So that part they lied, and they took away from the scriptures, and some other places they adding on to the scriptures. But anyway, going on. Now you had, okay, so everybody that comes from here is a Shemite. Oh yeah, let me read on. So it says here the name Syria, Assyria. I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Mesopotamia, Babylon. Oh yeah, I was reading Genesis 10. Genesis 10 and 9. 8. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yahweh. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, which is Babylon in the English. And Erech and Akkad, which they call the Akkadian Empire. But when you look up pictures, you will see Caucasus-looking people. Akkad, and then they call it, you see that region? Uruk? Akkadian. But they spell it like this. They spell it like Akkadian Empire, which is Akkad. And where is that? That's in the land of Shinar. That's also here, which is Akkad. But anyway, you had Babel. Where was Babel? Huh? Babel is somewhere here. Probably didn't put it. Yeah, they didn't put it. No, neither. You had Uruk, Ur. Anyway, let me go on. Now you had Akkad, Kalne, in the land of Shinar. Right. I'm going on. Mesopotamia, etc. stem from the Greeks, who were not familiar with the true geography of these lands when the names first started to be used. Later, partly because of continued ignorance on purpose, and partially because of convenience, despite having accurate knowledge. So first they didn't know, but after continued in ignorance, just like how they call us black Hebrew Israelites. You're a bunch of black people, black. Knowing well, damn well that these devils know that we're not black people, first and foremost. Second, we expressively say we are the Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. What the fuck are you calling us black Hebrew Israelites? That's because they want to continue that fucking confusion. That you have to understand. These are snake-tongued people. You have to understand that. Deceive. You have to understand that. They're doing it on purpose. Because they devils. Numbers chapter 20, verse 3, but I'll start it. I'll jump to 8. Yeah. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. So first he was locked up for 1,000 years. That was in the time of when in Europe when he came out, and then he said Renaissance, which means rebirth. Rebirth of what? Rebirth of the Roman Empire, because that dragon died. Well, he was wounded actually. And then they came back, and then they deceived the four corners of the earth. Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. But actually this one also. That one was good too, but I started thinking like, wait, that's not it. Revelation chapter 18, verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. Because everybody thinks of America being the beauty place of the world until this day. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. Because the party thing is going to stop. Because everybody at the wedding is most of the time they're happy and stuff like that. Yeah. So it says here, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, and by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. They're using witchcraft to deceive you. A man is a woman and a woman is a man, for example. Oh, children, you can just mutilate them because they are prone to basically commit suicide because they are not in the rightful body that they think they should be. That's witchcraft. You know, and there's many more examples, but I'm gonna leave it at that. He's using witchcraft to lie to you. He's deceiving you on purpose. That's witchcraft. You're a witch if you lie like that. Like they're using CGI. They're using a picture is 1,000 words. A video is like 10,000 words, and they're using both. Right. That's why they have pictures like this walking around upon the planet Earth. Here, I typed in Cyrus. Right, Cyrus, the King Cyrus, his father. What do I get? Cyrus was born. I get this, Cyrus the Great. Look, even though the scripture says he's from Elam. He's from Elam. What are these people doing? This is more accurate. He most likely had a more darker skin, because everything is turned upside down now. So he had a darker skin. Let me see here. Yeah, this. What are they doing? They want to be everybody. Look, this guy dressed like a Roman. Ruthless facts about Cyrus the Great. First, he has a beard, which is, look, first he doesn't have a beard, and then later on he has a beard. So what was it? You should know that all men back in the days had their beard. You had the ancient one of Sumeria, which is Mesopotamia, and stuff like that. Nimrod had a beard. This man had a beard, and I would think his beard was longer, because when you look at the depictions of them etched in stone, they had long beards. So who the fuck is this? That's what I'm telling you. This is the image that they put in your head because they want to brainwash you. And then look at what they made him when they color it in. They don't look like he looked like that. He looked like from India, which he was. Anyway, enough of this. So, and oh yeah, you can clearly see that this one is a modern one. This is modern. Get the fuck out of here. He doesn't look like that. His beard was longer and his hair was a little bit fuller. But anyway, they're deceiving you. That is the point of me showing you that. And you can see them here being depicted. The Persians. Yeah, these are multiple people. But anyway, so now going back over here. So let me read on, sorry. Because of convenience, despite having accurate knowledge, they persisted, they're very persistent, in using them, since it would have required something of an effort to give up the old. No, it hurts to say I lied or I had a mistake. So it's better for them to just change history and then they would be correct. That's their mindset. You have to understand they think different than us, right? Familiar names and divisions of the countries and switch to the new ones. They didn't want that. They was like, fuck that. We keep the old ways our ways. Even if they were more accurate. Yeah, they don't care about the truth. The old, true, and single name of these lands is Aram. So that's why you have, and I'm going to get to that later. Remember this one. These lands are Aram. So the Aram was there, so and that whole region was basically called Aram. Even though not everybody was there, not everybody that was there was from the bloodline of Aram, but they were called that. And I'm gonna show you that even Mesopotamia was called Aram. That you can find that right here. Numbers 23 and Numbers 22. And Deuteronomy 23 and what for? Let me see. Numbers 23 and 7. Now this is talking about Balaam. Numbers 23:7. And he took up his parable. So Balaam took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, had brought me, Balaam, from where? From Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come, curse me Jacob, and come, defy Israel. Okay, so he said he got him from Aram. He came from Aram, right? Now Numbers chapter 22 verse 5, it says, he sent messengers. Who? Balak, the Moabite, the king of Moab. Balak sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor of Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, Balaam, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. I already read that here in the book of Judah chapter 5, where it says, verse 6, this people descend from the Chaldeans, and sojourned here heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which I just read also in the book of Joshua 24. Well, I was reading about it, and I'm going to read the rest again after this explanation, all this here, which were in the land of the Chaldea. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshipped the power of heaven, the power whom they knew. So they cast them out from the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia, and sojourned there many days. Then their power commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned, which is Haran, which Abraham went there, right? And to go into the land of Canaan, which that is in the book of Genesis chapter 11, verse 31. They went to Haran in order to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran and dwelt there for a season, then the Most High said to Abraham, most likely in a dream, or an angel was sent unto him, it doesn't specifically say, but the Most High told Abraham, get away from your family members, because they was worshippers of other gods. The Most High didn't want that. He wanted him to be separated from them, where they dwelled and were increased with gold and silver and very much cattle. But when a famine, now he's jumping up to Jacob now. But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there. Jacob did that. Abraham went there too, but anyway. While they were nourished and became there a great multitude, Jacob, because he was the one that went down to Egypt and had a lot of children over there, you know, so that one could not number their nation. Therefore, the king of Egypt rose up against them, and this is now in the book of Exodus, chapter 1. So it's jumping around, right? And dealt subtly with them, and brought them low with laboring in brick, because he made them slaves, and they made them build the temples of the Pitmo and Ramses, those two temples. Don't get it twisted. We didn't build all the pyramid temples. These Hamites were 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. They could do it themselves, man. But they enslaved the nation of Jacob in order to do those two for them, right? Laboring in brick and made them slaves. Okay, so in Egypt and stuff like that. Okay, cool, cat. So, where was I? Here? No, here. Okay. Okay, yeah. So it says here, Numbers chapter 22, first, the rest of 5. Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. That's us. Behold, they cover the face of the earth. We were a lot of people, and they abide over against me. So what does it say? It says here, he sent messengers. Balak sent messengers unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Petor, because that's that region where he was staying, which is also called Aram, but it's called the land of Shinar. Yeah, but anyway, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people. What river? These rivers. Because it's actually one big river that splits into 4. There is where we come from. And there is where, how would you call him again? Balaam was too. He's from that region, right? Which that whole region is called Aram. So now if you go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 4, because they met you not with bread and with water. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. I'm going straight to the point. They met you not with bread and water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt. When we came forth out of Egypt as slaves, you know. We came out of that. And because they hired Balaam, the son of Beor, of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. So what is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia is, their little fancy word now has a meaning. You could put a face to that word, which means between rivers. That's what it means. So that's that whole region over there. But what is that region called? Aram. As you can see here. Wait, no. Here. Yeah. So Mesopotamia, right? That's where he came from. But it's a whole region there. It's not just one particular place. Yeah, just like how New York is not one place. You got Brooklyn, you got Queens, you got this, you got that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one place. It's a whole big place. And when you're there, you start finding out like, damn, if I was to go from Queens to Brooklyn walking, I don't think that's close by. Now everybody got cars and stuff like that. It would take you 3 hours and 37 minutes, but this is a clean walk. Back in the days, you had to go through forests, you had to deal with treacherous animals and stuff like that, so you had to be on your guard, man. And if you had a horse, it most likely would have took you maybe an hour to get there, because now you got a bike. But I think you can get tired. The horse ain't getting tired. So I think you could make it, I don't know, 50 minutes or something, like 45. I don't know. It depends on what horse you have. If you got a weak horse, it's gonna take you longer. You got a strong horse, it's gonna be faster. Are you gonna run the whole time, or are you gonna take a walk with the horse and stuff like that? What are you gonna do? So I don't know. But walking would take you a very long time. It would take you longer than this. I bet you're behind. This is a straight path. Yeah, if this was the ancient days, you would have to go around. You need to watch out for bandits. So you need to, oh shit, there's bandits over here. So I gotta go all the way over here. And oh shit, there's bandits over here. Oh shit, man, I gotta go all the way over here and then go back. So you don't know. But anyway, it would take you longer than that. Right, so that part. So, where was I now? Yeah, so basically, you know, that region was called Aram. So going back over here. And this and single name of these, so let me read it again. The old and true and single name of all these places. This is Aram. Yeah. This is Ashur. This is the land of basically between rivers. The place no, between rivers is what it's called. It's the rivers. All the rivers mentioned in the book of Genesis chapter 2. That's what it is. That's what Mesopotamia is. Genesis chapter 2, and here it says here, verse 10. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted. So it's just one river. It's parted in four and became four heads. It's just one river. That's the great river, basically, right? King Solomon, his kingdom went onto the great river Euphrates. In 2nd Chronicles chapter 9, his kingdom went on all the way. So he got the promise from Genesis 15. He got that promise, and 2nd Chronicles 2, 9. He got this promise, was fulfilled. See, Abraham came of Ur of the Chaldees, right? And then he went into the land of the Canaanites, actually. See here, yeah, Amorites, which are the Canaanites. And the Most High said, unto thy seed will I give this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. And he got that land. Well, our nation got that land, by the way. 2nd Chronicles chapter 9, verse 25. And Solomon had 4,000 stalls of horses, 4 horses, and chariots, and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the chariot cities, and with the king at Jerusalem. So he had a lot of substance. And he reigned over all the kings from the river, which is Euphrates, even unto the land of the Philistines, and to the border of Egypt. And where is the border of Egypt? The border of Egypt is here. This water thing here. This water thing here. This thing. That's the border of Egypt. If you cross that, then you coming into this was claimed by Egypt in the ancient days, in the ancient times. It was claimed by them. But later on, let me see here. Here, the river of Egypt. This is the river of Egypt. And King Solomon had power until here and not cross the river. He had rulership. What? Okay, it didn't work. Okay. He had rulership until there. This blue line here, the water. Don't mind all the other things. I didn't download this picture for that, because sometimes they're going off and stuff like that. I haven't even read all these things. I just wanted it for this part over here. Yeah. So okay, cool. So King Solomon had that. And then okay, going on. So okay, that blessing that the Most High gave Abraham, King Solomon got it. He's the only one that got it. And after that, we lost it. You know, we lost it in the wars and stuff like that. We started to lose ground again. But Paisan, Gihon, all the way to Ethiopia, which is Kush, they changed that name too. You know, Hiddekel of Ashur, and they changed that name into Assyria, and Euphrates. So the fourth river is Euphrates, basically. But it was just one river, you know. But yeah, let me leave that. Okay, so it says here, the old, true, and single name of these lands is Aram. And that's in the scriptures, man. I just showed you that. Let me read it again. Here. I think I clicked it away. No, I didn't. Here, Aram. I did actually, but I put another one before I did all that. So you have here in the time of you had here Balaam comes from the land. All those lands together is called Aram. And that river is that big river, Genesis chapter 2, which split in four, which is basically the biggest one, the most known one is Euphrates. That's where the line was of the land that was promised unto Abraham. So I'm just going to say River Euphrates because, yeah, I don't have to call the others. But there are three others. Tigris, but they changed that name also, you know. And Pethor is in Mesopotamia, which is between the river, the land of rivers. And then you have Balaam, the son of Beor, of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee, which is Aram. Because here it says that he came from Mesopotamia, here it says that he came from Aram. So what is it? It's Aram, but it's also Mesopotamia. But they just playing around because it's supposed to say in the Hebrew here, between rivers. He came from the place from between rivers. And that was that region that I just showed you. So now going back over here, let me see something. That is this region here. That's this here. From the Greek meaning. What is Greek doing in the Bible? Anyway, to confuse you, that's why. So here you have that. And then I'm going to go to the word Sumerian. Wait, let me finish this. It is mentioned numerous times in the Bible of the Old Testament. Yeah, you know, that the land is named Aram. And Greek scholars on purpose were also familiar with it and probably, not probably, described the population of these areas as Arameans. But it was Aram. Yeah, they did that. They did this. Sorry. It was it is probably. They did do this. But they changed it later on into Syria. So fuck them. Though seldom, yes, they did it seldom, because they didn't do it often enough for us to understand, like, hey, wait a minute, that Syria doesn't even exist. It's Aram. What are you talking about, man? You're a demon. That's why Rebecca, the mother of Jacob, of course, and Isaac said, I want you to go to my wife, Rebecca, her brother, Laban, the Syrian. Is he a Syrian from Aram, the bloodline of Aram? No, he is not, because it says it right here in First Chronicles chapter 1, verse. Well, you can read on from here, the sons of Shem, but I'm gonna jump there here. So these are the sons of Shem, yes, but this is the chosen bloodline line from Shem, right? The chosen bloodline line. Shem, Arphaxad, First Chronicles 1 and 24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, which is Ibar, which is Hebrew, Peleg, Reu, Segur, Nahor, Terah. So Terah begot Abraham, the same as Abraham. So Nahor is the father of Laban, the forefather, as you can see here. So is he from Aram? No, it can't be, because they're the same bloodline as us. They're also, they would be Hebrews too. But are they Hebrew Israelites? No, they're not. But they're called Aram. So Genesis chapter 22, verse here, 20. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, right? Huz, his firstborn, and Buz, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram. Now this is not the bloodline of Aram from Genesis 10. This is a son that came from Nahor, his son. So Nahor, this is the grandfather of him. Right, Chesed, Hazor, and Pildash, and Jitlap, and Bethuel. And what is Bethuel? So Bethuel is the son of Nahor, which is, of course, family of Abraham. And then Bethuel, Genesis 25, verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife. And who is Rebekah? So Nahor begot Bethuel, his last son. And Bethuel begot Rebekah, and also Laban, because it says right here that Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of where? Padan Aram, which was in Haran, which is here. this region over here, this here, Haran, because we went from Ur of the Chaldees, which is down here, but it's covered now. Then we went to, Abraham went to Haran, and then from Haran, which is in Aram, Padan Aram, then he went there, from there into the land of Canaan. From Haran, Padan Aram is that region, but the town is called Haran. So then he went there into here, and then he stayed here, and then Abraham also went into Egypt, but then later on, basically, the children of Israel came back here in the land of Canaan, and then we, you know, and then Esau wanted to kill us, so we went from here to Haran, stayed there for like 14 years and a bit of change, and then later on came back with the sons of Jacob, and then we came here. So are they Syrians? No, they're not. Why? Laban can never be from the bloodline of Aram, because he is from the bloodline of Eber also, because it shows you right here. Nahor is also from the bloodline of Eber. Terah is also from the bloodline of Eber. So guess what? Everybody here is a Hebrew. Everybody here is a Hebrew. That's why Ishmael is a Hebrew. But are they called Hebrews? No, because that name went to him. Because the chosen bloodline basically went to him, pop, and then from him came Ishmael and Esau and Jacob, Israel. So Esau is a Hebrew. Esau is a Hebrew Edomite. Jacob is a Hebrew Israelite. Of Israel is a Hebrew Israelite. Ishmael is a Hebrew Ishmaelite. And yeah, Isaac is, Isaac, you know. But anyway, so yeah, so they come from there. Okay, so now going back to over here. Though seldom. Wait, I'm not done yet, I think. Yeah, here. No. Yeah, so Genesis chapter 22, verse 23. And Bethuel begat Rebekah, and also Laban. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother. And then we, through Isaac, verse 20, on Genesis 25 and 20, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padan Aram. That was in the region where Abraham left his father and his brother. He left them there. And that's mentioned here. Again, I'm going to read it again. Now it says here, Genesis 11. And what? 31. And Terah took Abram, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his son's son. And by the way, the name Abram was changed later into Abraham, father of multitude. And Sarai, his daughter-in-law of Terah, his son Abraham's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came to Haran, Padan Aram. That region is Padan Aram, that town is Haran, and dwelt there. Just like how you have New York, well, Brooklyn is in New York. Are you in New York? Yes, you are. But are you in Brooklyn? Yes, you are. And if you're in Queens, are you in Brooklyn? No, you're not. You're in Queens. But are you in New York? Yes, you are. Right? Right. I asked you, right? Because New York. I need to double check. I don't live there, so New York. I just checked that thing. Brooklyn. Oh yeah. To Queens. Here. Brooklyn to Queens. Yeah. So, but it's still in New York. Is New Jersey in New York? Let me see. Is New Jersey in New York? Is New Jersey in New York? Well, is it or not? Let me see. West New York is a town. Part of New York? One of the original 13 states is bounded by New York to the north. Yeah, I don't know if it's in New York or if it's just close to New York. Here, let me. Okay, this one. It's a separate entity. Okay, cool, cat. Right. Okay, so I can't use that example. But anyway, it's kind of the same thing. Well, yeah, let me just leave that. So it says here that they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan, and they came to Haran and dwelt there. And then in the days of Terah were 205 years. That's a whole that's a lot of numbers right there. And Terah died in Haran, which is that place. And then later on, Abraham got away from his family members there. So he didn't see them grow up basically like that. Right. And he didn't know that his brother has children, but it was told unto him, like, yo, your brother has children. And then therefore, Abraham said in the book of Genesis 25, he said, let me see. So Abraham basically didn't want his son to hang around with these boys, with these sons. So he sent them away, right? He sent them away from Isaac his son while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country. So these brothers of Ishmael and the brothers of Isaac, they went away into the east, which is to the right, where you have a lot of the people in Mesopotamia, that so-called Mesopotamia, and you know the land of Shinar. That's why I'm telling you the Shemites were there. But Cush was there too, right? So let me see, Nimrod and his people that built these other cities, because he wanted everybody to come together, because he saw that everybody was kind of there, except for the other Hamites, because they went a little bit down into the interiors of Africa, the continent Africa, which is the land of Ham. But yeah, let me see. Okay, so Syria, Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, but Bethuel, he comes from the bloodline of Eber, the same bloodline of Abraham. So he's not from the bloodline of Aram, which is one of the other sons of Shem. Okay, so the sister to Laban the Syrian, right? Now they was called after that area. They're not called after Genesis chapter 10, that son, Aram, which is Syria. They changed that word into Syria. Okay, now let me go back over here. Again, the old, true, and single name of these lands is Aram. It is mentioned numerous times in the Bible of the Old Testament. The Greek scholars were also familiar with it and probably described the population of these areas as Arameans, which is not even one people. You know, it's that region. Though seldom, as they usually continue to use the word Syriac. So now when you read the scriptures, you be like, Laban the Syrian, you think he's a Syrian. He's not a Syrian. He was called that thing. But we are from that region. Those whole lands. Even Babylon is in the land of Aram, but it's named separate because it is a separate city. Just like how Brooklyn is in New York, Queens is in New York. So they're New York, but when you in Queens, you're not in Brooklyn, but you are in New York. Going on, which had been familiar to the Greeks. So they want to keep that lie going on. So yeah. Here, the Syriac or Arameans were not merely a numerous and large people, they were also a much cultivated people. There were a lot of people, and you have to understand that Abraham sent them there too, also to go to those lands. Right. So his other sons, and of course, not everybody went there, because some of them went down to Edom down there. Well, then Edom later when he was born. But anyway, they went down there, and formed the Midian. Not formed it. They are Midian, but they went down there, and then Moses fled to that place because he was fleeing from Pharaoh, and then he found Zipporah, which is the Median wife that he married, which is one of the sons of his father. They're descendants, right? Midianites, right? Those are the children of Abraham also. Okay, so now I have this website called, and then I'll put all these links in the description box so you could. Hey, wait, let me not click this away. So you can check these things out for yourself. Right, now going to Samaria. Which is Samaria? This is Samaria. They're playing around with words again. Anyway, so it says here, the Sumerians called themselves the black-headed people. I wonder what type of race they were then. You know, because if you look it up, I'm not even going to entertain it actually. I'm just going to show you what they say. Look. You can clearly see that this is some bullshit. Okay, you can clearly see that this is like new stuff made to look as if it's old. That's why they have look. You know, but if you type in this thing here, let me see. Here, if you type in this, then you can see like, hey, wait a minute, you know. But then they make him a Caucasus skinned person. You know. That's why you gotta watch out for the deceivers of the planet Earth. This is more accurate. Different shades of brown. This is more accurate. This is more accurate. Okay? Don't ever forget that. This is just my fucking underfoot. Sorry I had to cuss because my raging anger, it pops up from time to time when I see these devils doing their little thing. I can't stand it. But then again, the Most High did this for our hurt, to punish us. So, anyway, the Sumerians called themselves the black-headed people in their land. In cuneiform script was simply the land or the land of the black-headed people. And in the biblical book of Genesis, Sumer is known as the land of Shinar. This is how you find out that they're lying. How? Well, they make it their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And also the Heavenly Father is going to guide you towards certain places and he's going to make you see it and make a video. Here, put that out there. Lord willing, that's what he does. That's what the Heavenly Father does. He does it. He does his thing. He always did his thing. Would you think you're going to stop him? You going to stop him? I don't think so. You can try. See what happens to you after a while. In the beginning, you might not get messed up. You might be successful for a very long time. But you're going to pay for it. Eventually. Right. So, okay, all that there. Okay, so now I'm going to read Joshua again. Okay, Joshua chapter 24, verse 2. Okay, wait, let me make another addition to this. Part 2, a second part.